My name's Luke Botsheim, and I'm the Director of Housing at Edmonds Community College, and I've been here for 11 years. For housing, we have brought aboard 3 residence halls, so 300 beds for students. And for our homestay program, we've grown quite a bit from about 150 students in homestay to about 450 now in homestay. I've always had a passion to help international students. I worked at Eastern Washington University for a number of years with international programs, and then at UC Santa Cruz for a few years. And so I really love to be able to help students when they're adjusting to a new culture, and also see them build a relationship with domestic students. And so I knew the position here would allow me to build a program that would really be successful in doing that for both international and domestic students. For long-term goals for the housing, we like I kind of mentioned, we're trying to build the program as far as more residence halls, and so we have a couple that are more off campus right now, and we're on the process of getting a new building built just across the street from Rainier Place, and so that'll bring us about 200 more beds, and then we'll get out of those other buildings a little farther from campus. So we're excited about that, and we're looking to continue improving our homestay program and recruiting host families who really understand our expectations around how they take care of students in their home. Right now we have about 250 host families, and we hope to build that up to about 350 families. Our best success stories are our student leaders. We have student leaders called resident assistants for our residence halls, or RAs for short. And then our international mentors for homestay, or IMs for short. Those student leaders have gone on to some very big known universities, Berkeley, to Stanford, different schools, because of having good grades, of course, but also because of their leadership skills and working with us and housing. So we feel like the experience they got from it helped them get into those schools. So we're really proud of that. So our different housing options, we have, of course, homestay has been our most long-standing at Edmonds Community College. We're going in about 42 years of having a homestay program, and it is our homestay program. So we recruit the host families, we work with the host families, we also work with the host students. So if there's any issues that come up between the students and families, which there are when you have different languages and cultures involved, and so we're there to help both the family and the student. And a lot of times it's just misunderstandings. And so we have a great homestay program. We also have our residence halls, and we have 3 buildings right now. And we have, as I mentioned, student leaders, RAs, who live in the building and support the students. If there's any issues that come up with roommates, they also do a lot of programming to help the students to get to know each other throughout the building and really build community. So the services we have for students in housing are, initially when the student applies, they are also applying for, they can apply for a pickup from the airport. So our staff is busy. We have arrival days where we are down at the airport. We have a table with staff there. We're making sure that process that can sometimes be very stressful of arriving in a new culture, that there's somebody there with a big smile to help them right there at the airport and bring them to campus. And then at campus they either meet their host family, get some information and go home with the host family, or they're checked into their room. And then from there we have a lot of services, as I mentioned, our student leaders, and so there's a lot of information given out, a lot of activities during orientation week. So students get to know those student leaders and get to know their surroundings and feel more settled in their new apartment or with their host family. And throughout the course of the year, the student leaders do a lot of programming, like I said, so they bring the community together and make sure that they're feeling safe. Our bottom line, we want to make sure that students are feeling safe, that they're sleeping, and that they can study. So our 3 S's, those are very, very important. We want to make sure in homestay and res hall the students are getting that. If they're not, then we want to make sure that they let us know. We're trying to help them. But above that, we're also trying to build community and make sure they learn how to live and communicate and work with domestic students and with their host families, and have a great experience while they're here. We have about 10 full-time staff, and they all have a lot of experience with working with international students, welcoming them to their home, and they all really love working with international students. And so I think, any of the students or their parents, if they meet our staff, are going to be really happy with the staff we have and the help they'll give their child. For our host families training, when a family is interested in hosting with the college, they go through a 5-hour orientation. So we give them a lot of information about the expectations, not just from our program, but from the college, and the process of how they come aboard, the expectations of the program when they're in it, how they can help a student who's going through cultural adjustment. So there's a lot of information packed into those 5 hours. We then go out to visit their home and make sure and see the room and make sure that it is ready for a student, and the safety of the area. And we get a lot of information from the family and bring that back to our office. We then do a background check with Washington State to make sure that there's no prior issues with the host family. And we do some reference checks. So once we have all that information, we feel like the family is a good, safe family for students. They are still in the first year, kind of in probation area with our office, and we keep checking on making sure that the family is doing well, and are supported by us to make sure that they know how to be a good host family. Just like the student is learning to adjust and be a good student in their home, the host family needs to learn how to become a good host family, so we're there to help them with that.